How can you become the man she once fell in love with again? You remember how she used to look at you in the beginning, right? Her eyes were full of fire. You could just be around doing absolutely nothing, and she was already happy, laughing at your silly jokes, hanging on your every word. And now you're next to her, but it feels like you're in a different city. Now at home, she sits there looking at her phone more than she talks to you. The intimacy is still there, but there's zero emotion. Naturally, inside you, there's now emptiness and anxiety. You wonder, what did I do wrong? But the truth isn't that you broke something and now it doesn't work, and your love is fading. The truth is that you stopped being the person she fell in love with. Men don't notice how they lose a woman's love. They think, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm not cheating on her, I'm caring, I give her money she should see and appreciate all of this. A woman might appreciate your reliability, but she falls in love with excitement, with contrast, with the way she feels when she's with you. You can be reliable, caring, do everything right. But if there are no emotions, no fire when she's with you, she just fades away. A woman falls in love with the emotions she experiences next to you. You should tattoo this on yourself once and for all. You lose her not because you're a bad person, but because you've become nothing special. Remember this, falling in love is not a single moment. You meet, she falls for you, and that's how it stays forever. It's a process. Falling in love is like a campfire. You have to keep adding wood if you want it to burn, otherwise it will die out. Yes, a woman stays with the one she trusts, with whom she feels comfortable, but she falls in love again and again with the one who keeps that fire burning in her heart. And now the main question, why does love disappear? The reason isn't a single action, but a recurring pattern. It's about what you started doing, or on the contrary, stopped doing for her every day. There are 3 mistakes that I hear from almost every man I work with in consultations. And each of them is like water dripping onto a fire. Here are the 3 mistakes that kill her attraction to you, and naturally, her love. Mistake number 1. Predictability. Predictability is emotional monotony. There's nothing left to feel with you, nothing to be surprised by. She knows where you are, who you're with, what you're doing, what you'll say, what you'll do. Everything is just too familiar to. She stopped experiencing a variety of emotions when she's with you. You've become like a TV series she's already watched. Naturally, she's no longer interested in rewatching the finale, and she doesn't feel drawn to it. Mistake number 2. You've become too convenient, too easy to understand, predictable, and because of that, you've lost your appeal. You're always there, you allow her everything, you don't set any boundaries. At some point, you stop being the man she chooses and become just a good, convenient, comfortable guy who's not going anywhere. It's convenient, it's safe, but it doesn't excite a woman. And if there's no excitement, love fades away. Mistake number 3. You lost yourself. You started living for the relationship. You started living for her, stopped setting your own goals. Every conversation is about her. Every decision is for her sake. But she didn't fall in love with a man who just serves her. She fell in love with a man who was moving forward, growing, passionate about something. When you no longer have a life outside of her, you lose your attraction. Not because you're a bad person, but because you're empty. All these mistakes are about one thing, the loss of masculine energy. And it's exactly that energy that triggers a woman's feelings of love when you're so independent. It might seem like a woman wants a man to depend on her, but as soon as he does, she stops having feelings for him. So what should you do? How do you turn her feelings back on? I break this down step by step in my video lesson, How to Make a Girl Fall in Love with a Relationship, where I share techniques and tricks for making her fall in love. In this lesson, I also explain how to create the right image of yourself in her mind, so that you're always attractive to her. An atomic technique gateway to the future, where the girl will see a future with you, which will make her fall for you more and more. It's like when you don't talk about marriage, you don't talk about having kids. Naturally, the girl doesn't see any prospects and starts to lose emotional interest in you. And of course, her feelings of infatuation fade away. And we'll polish all of this with emotional experiences where the girl will feel a range of emotions with you on your dates. But I'll briefly explain here. If you want her to look at you like she used to, with that spark in her eyes, with attraction, interest, and desire again, remember, infatuation isn't an emotion, it's a consequence. It's the result of what she experienced with you. And here's what you need to do to turn her on again, even after years have passed. Step number 1. Regain your foundation. Get yourself back. You can't turn a woman on if you're turned off yourself. First and foremost, you need to return to yourself. What exactly does that mean? To your body, your direction, your desires. What actions do you need to take? Today, make a list of 3 to 5 things you used to do before her, but stopped once you started dating her. And of course, start bringing those things back into your life. Riding motorcycles, surfing, bodybuilding, and so on. Step number 2. Become the source of her emotions. A woman doesn't feel attraction for someone just there. She gets turned on when there's a man next to her who stirs her feelings. Laughter, surprise, playfulness, contrast, jealousy, a sense of loss, romance. You have to be the director of her emotional state. Take her on an emotional roller coaster. Even though every girl will tell you, no, I want stability, I want confidence, I want peace of mind. And then we wonder why the love is gone. Just remember yourself how they chase after abusers. Why? Because they give her the full range of emotions and unpredictability. That's why you need to become the same. Unpredictable, and a man who gives her the full range of emotions. Because what happens otherwise? Either she's wearing some kind of heels or she's a scumbag. And so she runs from heels to scum, from scum to heels. Why? Because one man can't give her the whole spectrum of these emotions. So what should you do? Start small at least. Make her an offer she doesn't expect. For example, honey, I'll pick you up tomorrow at 19. 0. If she asks, where are we going? Just say, doesn't matter, the dress code is this. There will already be some emotions. There will already be some intrigue. Naturally, this date should be emotional, not just going to some cafe. I don't know, here in Moscow, for example, we have boats you can rent, motorboats. You don't need a license or anything like that. Just imagine a little boat for 2, with a motor, with a steering wheel. Just think of the emotions she could experience. How many photos and videos she could take? It would already be a wow moment. Step 3. Give her a sense of novelty. A woman falls in love when you aren't the same old you, but someone she feels she's getting to know over again. Once, a man came to me for a consultation, 34 years old, already 3 years in a relationship with his girlfriend. After 3 years, she told him, I've stopped feeling any emotions with you. I think we need to break up. He came to me in tears. What should he do? Together we developed a plan for 5 dates, emotional dates. Of course, ones he hadn't done before. As a result, after just 3 dates, she was confessing her love to him again. Wow! Wow! Step number 4. Turn on the contrast. You can be warm, caring, and calm, but you also need to be direct, sharp, and clearly set your boundaries. At any moment, you can even raise your voice at her if she does something wrong. A woman falls in love with a man who has both sides. Good and bad, gentle and rough, romantic and a bad boy. She needs the whole spectrum of emotions. And this isn't a game, it's a woman's nature, that's just how she is. You've probably often seen videos where a girl just comes to get some coffee and the man says to her, here's your coffee. And she starts arguing with him. He's like, oh, you wanna argue? And she's like, yes.
Excuse me, young man, but what is this?
What happened?
My coffee has no syrup.
Let me add.
No.
You want to argue now?
Yes, to be honest, yes.
Let's argue then.
I asked for coffee with syrup. You could have.
You didn't ask for syrup.
I did. I came up and asked right away.
Say clearly.
Make me coffee with syrup. Don't yell at me. I come here every day and order the same coffee.
You shouldn't come.
Don't talk to me like that. Just make me the coffee I asked for, that's all. That's it.
Here you go.
Now that's what I call service.
Be careful.
Thank you.
So here's the formula for you. She knows you're reliable, but she constantly feels that there's some unpredictability in you. Animal magnetism. And that's what makes you attractive again. Relationships fall apart not because love is gone, but because there's no emotion left in them. A woman doesn't just need a partner for everyday life, but a man she wants to follow and sometimes even run after. The cooler and more composed the man is, the harder a woman has to run in that relationship to keep up with him, otherwise she'll inevitably be left behind, because there's always huge competition for a truly great man. That's exactly the kind of man you should become. A man who has learned to give his woman the full range of emotions. There is competition for men like that. That's why I've put together a systematic breakdown of video lessons. How to establish roles and boundaries. How to regain her trust and attraction. How not to be just convenient but to be desirable. How to be both a romantic and a bad boy for her. How to organize diverse dates and how to give her the full range of emotions. This is a practical plan based on hundreds of consultations and real stories about bringing love back into relationships. If you don't want to lose her, you need to understand the system for maintaining love throughout your life. How this mechanism of falling in love works and what those logs are that you need to keep adding to the fire, otherwise you'll lose her. So right now, watch the full 2.5-hour video lesson how to make a girl fall in love in a relationship. There's no fluff, it's a system, a concrete action plan, powerful tips, and foolproof techniques for making her fall in love. Believe me, after this lesson, you'll know exactly what to do with your girlfriend in a relationship so that she's completely in love with you on Sen, for life, always looking at you with loving eyes. You also have the chance to get an awesome bonus. Anyone who purchases the video lesson, How to Make a Girl Fall in Love in a Relationship within 24 hours will receive a free mini consultation with me for 15 minutes.